Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back, and today we're going to be working on the Forest Accordion Journal. I want to get back into working on this. I haven't done anything in it for a few weeks, of course, because I've been away. And I love working in this journal just because it's so different for me. So I thought we would do some work on the cover today because it really needs finishing off. I've realised I can see that I've not completely covered up the year of the original book, which was an old diary up here, so I'm going to have to do something there, which I hadn't really thought about. But we'll make a start and we'll see where we go with it. Because all I want to do, I want to put something around this edge to kind of make a bit of a spine, but I'll do the same at the back as well, so that it does actually finish off the sides. But also do something on the cover, on the front, make it look a bit more like a finished journal. So I've got to pull out a few bits to try and stay with the foresty, woodlandy theme. So I've got these bits of fabric. So I have used these a couple of times in the journal to make little clusters and decorative bits. These are just old bits of upholstery samplers, I think this was a piece of. I got I think I was in a shop and I got this book. It's just like a pull-out, like a flip-down thing with all the different samples of the same fabric in lots of different colours. So it was only going for, I don't know, £1 or £2. That was quite a while ago, but I have used it quite a bit recently. So I thought I'd start with that, I think, as the sort of first layer around the spine, and that will just wrap around like that. So I'm just trying to work out how I want it to look. I've got a few options here of different bits of fabrics that I'm going to use in possibly different ways. Now I have some of this, I haven't got a lot of this left, but actually I thought the look of it went quite well with the theme of the Forest Journal. This is a piece of my William Morris pieces that I had. I bought some fat quarters of this, and I think this is the one I've probably used the most, so I haven't got much left at all. But I thought maybe I could just put a little bit, so it's not just kind of brown, make it a little bit more interesting, make it look a bit more foresty, and layer that over the top. I think that's where I was going with this. I'm trying to remember now, because I was thinking it through yesterday, trying to decide. I've been trying to decide what to do with this cover for a bit of a while. Been thinking about the best things to use and how best to do it. So I've got that as a possible starting point. I think I quite like that. Then I wanted an image, a centerpiece, focal point or whatever, and I've settled on this little fairy because I think she kind of blends into those colours rather nicely. So we still have the feel that she's just peeping through, which is the whole kind of idea that I want with the fairies, that they're just peeping out here and there, although some of them are peeping out more than others, of course, that I've used already. And then I was thinking, well, maybe we don't want her to blend too much into the background. So I started adding more fabrics. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use all of these, but I have this really pretty piece of leafy fabric, which I had thought about using for the spine, so I had it handy, and I thought maybe I could put her on there, because that makes her just pop a little bit more, and I don't want her to be totally blending into the background. I rather like that. And then I spotted I had this lurking about. This is another piece of, this is a curtain sample. Can't remember if this is it's very similar to the curtains that we've got for our bedroom, but this one's not as dark, but it's very close to the colour in the background, so I thought maybe another layer would work. Just adding more texture, adding a bit more of that, enriching that colour a bit more. So I'm kind of liking that, how that looks, and then when this wraps around, trying to decide which goes first. I think this will possibly go slightly over the top of the, or maybe it doesn't even need to be on, touch the edge there. Do something like that. But I will need to find something to go up here. I've also got this brown doily, but I don't know if that's going to be just too much, and I won't want it all, but I did think about tucking that behind. Maybe that would do the job, just covering up that although it is a little bit higher than I wanted. I wanted it more sort of there. I wondered about something like that. I'll have to think about that one before I glue anything down. But what I thought I might start with, I do like these 3 layers with the little fairy in her with her background. So I think what I might do is just lightly glue these and then go to my sewing machine and sew round them, so that we've now got a proper topper to work with, and it'll be easier to work with figuring out where everything else goes around it. So, I mean, she could even go up the top. I mean, I don't know. We may need some sort of label or some other, or I might need a creature or something up in the corner. Maybe a small owl could go up there. I'm not sure at the moment. So let's just glue these 3 pieces together, if I can. I'll just need a bit of glue just to hold it together. So I've got my Fabri-Tac out, and I don't know how well it's going to work today. Let's hope we can get a bit out of it. Just do a few rows just to attach the next layer of fabric to it, like that. I'll just lay it on the wet white so it doesn't leak everywhere. Goes like that, I think. Yep, happy with that. And then let's put some glue on our little fairy. And she has been inked around just to take off those white edges. And I just cut round it with my little fancy scissors. I've got several pairs, but they're the only ones I like and the only ones that really seem to work for me. So, and I started really enjoying cutting out focal points with those scissors, because they just make it, sometimes tearing it can go a bit awry, and or even with the ruler it can sometimes just look a bit boring. So I thought it just gives it a nice edge. These little pair of scissors, I like those. Right, there she is. Isn't she gorgeous? Just such a sweet face she's got. And I've got a little bit something more I want to do to her, but I'll do that after I've sewn around it so that it's all of a piece. So I'll be right back when I've done that. Okay, so I've done all that. I've just done one row round just to hold it together. I thought one was enough. I was thinking of doing a second one, but didn't seem to be necessary. Gives you a little bit of flexibility to tuck things in if necessary. So also while I was doing this and had the camera off, I did pull out a few birds just to try in the corner. I don't know if they're going to work. And I made myself a nice cup of coffee as well while I was at it. I just suddenly thought, oh, I fancy a cup of coffee. So I'll have a quick slurp, and then we're going to give her some sparkly wings. I've experimented on another fairy that I'd cut out, and I thought it worked quite well. So I can show you her. And I was going to do it on another one, but she was going to be, I had another topper in mind, but she doesn't quite work the way I wanted, so I've got to go with her. So this is the one I did before. She was going to be my topper as well. This is like my third option. But I didn't like the fact that she was facing the back of the book rather than facing out. But I thought the wings looked really pretty, so I thought that's what I'll do. And it's just a piece of this wired Christmas ribbon that I had. I've got loads of it, I've got a roll of it. And you can see it's got Christmas baubles and things on it, but in between it's just got little swirly bits. So I thought, well, as long as I don't use the Christmas bauble bits, I've just got a piece cut off. I cut off the edges because it was wired and it was a thick shiny gold. But there's enough bits in between that don't look Christmassy that I thought would actually work quite well. I thought I'd cut out a bit, but I'm not sure whether I have actually cut out a piece to fit already. I don't know if I have. It was easier to cut round the one that I'd cut out completely, because you could just cut round the wing. But I'm going to have to just guesstimate a bit. Right, so just going to hold it over that wing, and cut it about here, I think. And we'll just sort of kind of roughly cut around, and then we'll fine tune it a little. So she's got a little bit sticking up there. Let's just, it's not going to be perfect, but because it's so fine, you won't really see too much detail. Just wondering whether to bring it up a little bit. We're going to lose, so I've either got to have the gold, the sparkle bits on the wings themselves. I think I'll have to cut this piece off because I doesn't need to be there where her hair is. So I'm going to just cut around here a little bit. So I'll cut there for the first wing, and I'll just take it up to the level of where her hair is. Take that over there, and then the second wing, round it a little bit. It's going to come up to about there. I mean, these are just approximate, really. It's just to give a little suggestion of a little bit of sparkle. I did think of putting glitter or some sort of clear sparkle. I suppose you could also emboss the wings, but I quite like the idea of this little bit of fluttery fabric. So I think probably just a bit of art glitter glue on there should do it. It's very fine, it won't need a lot of glue. There's one wing. I did sew through her wing a little bit. Of course, with this over the top, it won't really show that much. I may just shape it a little bit more around here. How's that? There we are. Just a little bit, but it's really pretty. And I'm going to need a little bit for up here as well, for this little wing. The other wing is hidden behind the flowers. So I'll just round this edge here, I think. Glue that. So that's a bit big. I think we're only going to get a little bit of glitter on this one. That's okay. Just have that on its tip. Such a tiny wing, it's a bit tricky just to get it the right shape. Well, an approximation of the right shape. It's close enough, I think. Just tidy up this edge a little bit. Yeah, I think that will be fine there. There we are. Just a little sparkle on her wings. Wanted something quite delicate. And let's get rid of these, all these little tiny bits. All right, quick drink, and then perhaps we'll see how it goes with the spine. Okay. So that's on there. So can I put this on first? I wonder. Yeah, I think I will put that on. And then see where we go from there. Don't really want it too far over. Maybe too big. Yeah, that's about right. In my brain, this is a bit of a tree trunk. Off the edge of the wood. Let's put some more glue under the edge. We need to do the other side. Just be here. So, this isn't slipped down too far. Okay. Still open, so that's all good. And right, the next piece to go on is this one, which I'm going to wrap around the edge like that. I've used this, as I said before, love these fabrics so much, and I've used them a huge amount, but I don't think I can get them anymore. Not that particular one anyway. I always look for the fat quarters that they had This is just from Hobbycraft. They do a load of fat quarters, but I've never seen the William Morris ones again. They did really introduce me to William Morris. I wasn't very aware of his patterns and fabrics and all his other things, all the things he's done. And before I bought these fabrics, but now I'm a complete convert. We even had to, in our new kitchen, even our blinds are William Morris pattern. I had to fight for those. Richard wasn't at all sure about it. Right, and the other side. Right, I had to glue down where the fabric had curled up after I'd torn it. I had to really just fight to glue that down. Okay, there we are. So that looks good, like that. Now we've got our little fairy to go on here. I hope everybody's well out there and you haven't got any nasty legs. I'm still fighting my cough. I always struggle to get rid of coughs once I get them. So it's been going on for over a week now, but getting there. Didn't have too bad a night. But unfortunately, to add an extra layer, my shoulder played up last week. The first time in months and months I've had a problem with my shoulder, so that's why I've been filming. I was able to film ahead before our holiday because I was filming every day or even occasionally twice in a day. My shoulder's been brilliant for months. But last week it decided it really wasn't going to be cooperative anymore. So I had to take a few days out and not do anything. So this video is being made several days later than I planned, which means that my schedule might be a little bit out this week if I don't get this get everything filmed and edited and uploaded in the time that I would like, because I've also got Roxy's weekly challenge to do, which I'll have to do tomorrow. So hopefully I'll be able to stay on track, but there may not be the Friday video may not appear till the weekend or something, I don't know. Just to warn you that things may be a bit out just because life happens, and the days when I put aside to do videos or that I know I plan ahead and think, oh, I've got a free day, doesn't always work that way if my body won't let me. So let's hope we can get this one. This one will be fine. I think I'm okay today. It's just life gets in the way as well as my stupid body. So things get out of kilter. Right. Okay. Now what I was thinking, don't think it's going to work, but I'm not sure. Because I've got this date up here, I think it's 2019, it still shows through. I could just put a little clustery thing. I had a little tiny bit floating around somewhere, but oh, there it is. I could just put a little something here, make another little cluster. Or I could put a word or something up there. I had wondered about some sort of woodland. Well, I was thinking about an owl, to be honest. I was going to put an owl there, a very small one, but I couldn't find a small one. I did find a couple of smallish hawk-type birds that would possibly do the job, but I just think they're a bit, unless I took that bit off, layered it onto something maybe. Something like that, maybe. maybe not that. Got any more? Oh, what's that? Got this piece that might be quite good. Not necessarily to put a bird on, but that might be good as a background to something. This bit of, I don't know what you call it, burlap, is it? This stuff that really frays beautifully, and it's quite nice to put to back things. Quite like that. Maybe a word would work well on there. The other bird I had was this fierce looking chap. I rather like him actually. But he needs to have something behind him, but I do quite like him. But is he pushing her down too much? I really wanted her kind of in the middle. He could look like he was sitting on a branch above her head, couldn't he? I quite like him. Let's see what we can find. Perhaps if there's some little. Have I got any more? I thought I had some fabric scraps somewhere. Oh, just a moment. Move those out of the way a little bit. See if I've got anything small I can put behind him. I did find some more dried leaves. I don't know if one of these would be something he could have behind him, maybe. Doesn't really do him any favours there, does it? I want a little bit of something green, I think. Oh, I do still have a nice piece of this left, which is good to know. And I've got a piece of this. Oh, I have got a little piece of that too. I keep going, oh, don't I? Sorry about that. I keep finding things I didn't know I still had. So maybe a little bit of this, I'm not sure. I should probably more about this little bird. Putting that there. Oh, I did have... I also had this brown lace that I was thinking about using somewhere. I don't know if that would work for him, or whether to put a little bit of that under her. Under there. Not really. Oh, I think I better pull my blind down. The sun's just come out. It's been raining and now the sun's come out. Just one moment, I'll put the blind down. That's a bit better, otherwise you get a load of glare on the table. So that's just something as a possibility for later. It's a bit thick. Let's see about a little piece of this, maybe. Maybe. Too big. It's almost taken away from her, isn't it now? He's like become the new focal. Okay, let's think of something else. I need to see about just one moment. I've got an idea, but I need to turn the camera off to make it happen. Okay, so I've pulled out my two little sets of clickable stamps that I've got. Sun's gone in, so for the moment, so I've opened the blind again, let a bit more natural light in, which makes life a bit brighter, doesn't it? So I had these two sets. This one's quite well organised and alphabetical and all clicked together so I can see what I've got. And this one is in complete chaos, but I can still see what I've got. These little pots I just happen to have, they're from IKEA, and they just work quite well to see where my letters are. So I wasn't sure which set I prefer. So one is a lowercase set and one's an uppercase set. So I've done the two words forest, one in each. And I've got a piece of packaging here that I thought maybe I could just put a piece, just that word across the top. And I couldn't decide whether black, I've got this library green archival and a black memento. So I'm going to try a bit of both, see which one looks best on the cover. So let's try this one first. Doesn't mean I'll use this one with with black. It depends on the colour, but I thought I'd do one of each and see which one actually looks best on the cover, and then I may have to do it again if I've chosen the wrong colour for the font. So I just have to press it down quite firmly. I love these little stamps. They're so versatile. Because you can just do words to go with any journal this way. So I'll just get my little ruler. Tear that off. Tear that down there. And try tearing across here, just because I don't really want it to look too regular. Here comes the sun again. It's one of those days, sunshine and showers. Of course, when the sun comes out, it makes everything so shadowy. Oh, sorry about this. I'll have to leave it down, even though the sun will probably go back in again. Otherwise, I'll be up and down like a yo-yo. Right, so I've got that one in the black, and then I'll do this one in the green. We'll see which colour and which font work best. Let's get back on my chair properly. Okay, let's try this one. It's nice and firmly. Well, it didn't come out very well. Let's put a bit more ink on it. Try again. Luckily I've got plenty of packaging. That's not going to run out anytime soon. That's better. Right, let's tear this piece up. Just tear along the bottom. Oh, I could use that as well, separately. Oh, put my lid on before I stick a finger or an elbow in the ink. And this one. Can't trust myself to not get in a mess. Right, so we have the black in that font, and we have the green in the uppercase font. Let's just have a little look. Move these out of the way a moment. Okay, and I'm still thinking I might use this. Maybe not all of it, but I'll just pop it there for now as a little background. So we've got this piece, and they're like that. Or we have uppercase and the green. So let's have a think. I quite like, do I like it do you like this one? I quite like the green because I think it goes with everything else. And I'll go around the edges with the walnut stain that I'm using in the journal. But I'm not sure about the font. Wonder if I could mix them. I don't usually mix them, but I'm wondering whether to give it a capital F, but actually use the rest of it as it is with the lowercase. Maybe that will work better, because I'm not sure. I think I might do that. I haven't done that before, mix the two, because they're not actually the same font, but I think just using it as a capital capital at the beginning might well work. Now I need, how about this piece? Will that be enough? It's not very straight. It's nice and rustic looking. Okay, so let's take the F from here. These stamps are available, as far as I'm aware, on Amazon. I think if you search clickable stamps, somebody did ask me about these and has been able to get some, so they should be available. I mean, I think there's a variety. Oh, that's quite weird, isn't it? I don't think... Oh, no, it's fine. It just looks a bit odd on there because it looks smaller than the rest, but I don't think that actually is the case on the actual stamp, so that's good. Let's give this a go, and we were going to go with the green, weren't we? Let's see how it looks. I'm not even sure if this little scrap I've picked is even big enough. Let's see. It's a bit tight. Maybe I'll be better off going with something something fresh, and then I can tear it to size. Let's see, let's make sure we get plenty of ink on, because I still feel like the green didn't show up as well as the black, and if it's not going to show up well enough, I might go back to the black. Let's give this a try. Was it the 5-second rule? 3, 4, 5. To make sure the ink transfers properly. That's better. I mean, the F is a little smaller than the rest, but I think it looks better to have a capital. I'll just tear that down. And we might do some more of this in the journal, mate. Do a few words, you know, you can just sit with a whole few strips and just make up some words that you think will work in a particular journal or with a particular theme. Just do your own labels. Sometimes it's easier than trying to use ones that somebody else has thought of. So we've got forest. Oh, what am I doing? I'm trying to put the wrong lid on. Oh, I thought that was a lid. Nope, that's the lid. Dear oh dear. Okay, I am going to just tear around this a little bit more. It's looking too straight for me. Yeah, a bit better. Okay, let's get the walnut stain. Yeah, the cover's taking a little longer than I planned because I did want to start working in the journal as well, doing a bit more work in the journal. So we might get to do a bit of that, but it might be easier just to say, well, let's just do the cover today. Get that how I really like it. And come back another time and do some more work in the journal. There is no particular rush to get this journal finished, so I don't have to do loads in one day. Now what happened to that? Oh, there it is. I thought I was looking for that bit of burlap and it was on the journal. So I do that. I might just pull out a few bits at this side like that. This is actually a bit too much. Where is it? There we are. I need to trim this off a little bit. And just tidy this up a little bit here. And at the bottom a little bit. Let's see how that looks. It's a slightly weird shape. I don't know really why I'm worrying about this tiny little scrap. I have got quite a lot of this stuff. It's just that it was there. That's a bit better. Only one a little bit just to give it a little background. And now it's not taking away from the main focal point now. It's just giving a little extra bit of information really, but it's also doing the useful job of... I am filming, aren't I? Yeah. Sorry, just paranoia. Yeah, it's doing the useful job of covering up that date, that it wasn't completely covered by my paint job. Right, so where are we? Well, let's get these stamps out of the way. But I'm going to bear in mind I might use those again and glue this on. Now, am I going to have issues with the Fabri-Tac now? There we are, forest. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now let's get back to our little topper here. And as I mentioned earlier, I did find a little really pretty lace, and I'm just wondering, I haven't used this very much, but it is really gorgeous. You can see it's a lovely piece of lace. Now I was just wondering whether to put a little bit beneath it or down the side, maybe overlapping onto the tree trunk that I was here along the side. And I don't want to cover that up completely, do I? Or do I? I will cut this down, of course, but just wondering whether to put a little bit there. There's an extra bit of embellishment. Just cut that there, I think, and we'll see. This isn't going to be a lacy journal. I'm not going to go mad and start putting lace everywhere in this journal. It's just not appropriate. As you all know, I love a bit of lace, but it's got to be used in the right place, and this is not the place for it, really. But because it's brown and it kind of goes with the theme colour-wise, I thought maybe it would make a little bit of, it would be a little bit nice, quite nice to have a little bit on, just as an extra bit of texture. I think I might. Just that little bit, just because it's the cover, and we can bend the rules a little bit for the cover, can't we? Make it look a bit special. What rules, she says. What rules? They're only my own rules. What I think should work, but I'm wondering, let's just have a think about whether I need to do I need to cut it down at all? Or is it quite nice just having it poking out top and bottom? Yes, I think it is. Don't need an awful lot where the top is going to be, because it's going to be glued on as well, so that will hold everything in place. Too low. Let's bring you up a little bit. It's give me the right spot. Yes. All right, and then we'll do a bit of glue on here. Right, there we go. Little fairy girl. There. And we need to do the same on the back. So I'll quickly do the back as well, and then I'll come back and show you. Right, so I've done that now. I've got the back cover, or the back spine, covered in the same way. Or at least it looks the same on that side, but I got a bit carried away with the glue for the brown fabric, and it was too much on the paper, and it was all dried, lumpy and nasty. So I've covered it up. I just cut down a piece of that brown lace, and I've just covered it over there just to kind of cover up the mess. I think that looks okay there. And it brings the bit of lace onto the back cover as well. So that's it for today. I would like to have done more, but I think I need to stop while I'm ahead. And I'll come back soon and do a bit more work. What I want to do is just a bit more work on this side where it clearly needs a little bit more colour, a bit more paint, or I've got some stenciling I might do, maybe some stamping, I'm not sure. But I just want to come back and just work a little bit more on some of these pages, just to enhance them a bit further before we then, it's been a while since I've seen this. Yeah, love it. So yeah, we'll do a few, just a little bit here and there, and then we'll turn over and we'll start again and work on this side. So yeah, that's going to be fun too. Great. So I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.